Hello, and welcome to Your Sparkly Brand. We're here to inspire and empower entrepreneurs just like you. This podcast is all about delivering no fluff, high value content that helps you to grow your business. It doesn't matter if you have no budget and you're still DIYing everything on your own. We're giving you the tips, tools, and strategies you need to build your sparkly empire. I'm Megan Gersh, your brand designer and web designer, and I'm here with my co-host, the copywriter extraordinaire, Lauren Tassi. Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Hi, Megan. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
What was your sparkly moment this week?
So I just finished up working with a branding client, and the sparkliest part of my week was actually she came back to me and she said, I only have one change, and it was like a small text change on like her mission statement. And so I was like, that's amazing. She completely loved all of the design work. So I obviously made that change. That project is done. And yeah, it just felt really awesome to like nail it on the first try.
I feel like that feeling doesn't get old, right? Like
Not at all. Not at all. What about you?
I'm just feeling really good. I've been attending lots of coaching calls for one of the programs I'm in. And it's just, it's like some days it's sales calls, some days it's like mindset calls. And it just feels good I thought it would like make me feel more scattered doing that, like have less time. But I think it actually like energizes me and gives me the ability to do more in my day versus being like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said too about like that momentum that keeps you going. Like once you get in those rooms and like you get around those people and those ideas start flowing, like that builds momentum for you.
Totally. And so I'm going to keep up with that. So let's hop into our episode today, where this is kind of like us doing a personal check-in. We kind of want to share what's going on in our business. I feel like we allude to it a lot, like in our sparkly moments or like in an interview with somebody, but just, I don't know. I feel like it's always inspiring for me to hear what other people are doing and like their goals and what they're working with, and to peek behind the curtain on their business. So this is us sort of opening up our businesses to you guys, our listeners. So I've got some questions. Meg, I'll ask them and you can answer first, and then I can answer for my business, and we'll sort of have a free-flowing conversation.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. So let's start off with what's going on in your business right now.
So one of the major things that I'm working on right now, I just launched a website template. And so basically I've been doing a lot of promotions around that, like educating my audience on like, the platform itself, doing a lot of like showcasing like how it works and like how to optimize the template and those kinds of things. I'm also planning on adding some strategy videos to that product within the next like month or so. So basically coming at it from like, you get this amazing template designed by me, but then I really feel like my special sauce in like kind of like the web design world is like I combine like strategy with aesthetics, which not everybody does. And so I want to add that strategy element into my template. So that will be coming soon. And I'm also dead smack in the middle of doing this TikTok live challenge that I'm doing with my audience. So basically I'm going live every single day in February at noon Pacific time on TikTok. And essentially I'm doing 250 website reviews for people. So this is generating a lot of chatter, a lot of new people in my inbox, new people coming to my page. And it's just been really great to like connect with new people.
Well, your goal at first was 100, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that quickly kind of went out the window as I saw like within the first 3 days, I'd already done like 30 reviews. And so I was like, I probably set the goal too low. So I'm trying to hit 250. We'll see how that goes.
Well, that's awesome that you're like, oh, well, I'll blow through this in 3 days if it's only 100.
Yeah, exactly. What about you? What's going on with you?
So I feel like I've kind of like alluded to it a bunch, but I'm basically expanding my services to like full service digital marketing agency at this point. My target audience is really coaches, female coaches and course creators, sort of in the like woo-woo spiritual space, manifestation, mindset, that kind of thing. Really, I can help anyone, but my marketing is directed towards those types of businesses. So right now I'm spending a lot of time meeting other agencies, meeting other partners who can sort of do, now I have like an ads person, and I'm meeting with like a LinkedIn company at the end of the week, and really just sort of all these things that I don't really know all that much about, but I'm partnering with some experts to really be able to offer like the whole package to my clients, because I've realized over time that like I can write you the most amazing sales page ever, but if you go and give it to like somebody who has no idea what they're doing when it comes to design, it can completely ruin everything. So I want to be able to help people more that way. And also I've been talking to people who've been sort of burned by agencies or freelancers or, and it's very frustrating to me. And I want to be able to help them more. Be like, okay, you are my client now. I'm taking care of you. I got you. I will find the Facebook ads person for you and make sure that they are doing their job. That's not up to you to have to manage a whole team of marketers on your own. So that's sort of the big thing. I've been focusing on lots of lead generation because of it. My Facebook ads should start running any day now. I've been using automated LinkedIn service. And a big part of my offer, what you'll see on Facebook, is I'm offering these custom launch blueprints. So basically you get on a call with me and we talk about, I love going on TikTok. Okay, great. Then that's going to be a big part of your marketing strategy. I never want to go on social media ever again. Okay, great. Then let's talk about what other ways we can market your business, and really just sort of coming up with a completely custom launch strategy marketing plan based on the individual and what they like to do.
Sounds amazing. Congratulations. I feel like you're making big moves over there.
I know. It's kind of like, if it doesn't terrify you, are you even doing anything, right?
I love it.
All right. So what are you celebrating in your business, Meg?
So first I got to shout out my amazing assistant. I've basically outsourced the editing and posting of this podcast. So that has been a huge weight off my shoulders, and essentially has really allowed me to essentially show up, record, and, just try to provide as much value as possible. So that's been huge and amazing in my business. I also recently rebranded my entire business and relaunched my website with a completely new look, which has been a huge shift in my business because I'm only focusing on branding and website design as opposed to lots of other services that I used to offer. So I'm kind of going in the opposite direction of you. Yeah. You're adding more services. I'm like, no, I'm only doing these two things. And so there's so much more of a focus for me on high ticket and done for you. I've phased out my lower priced coaching. I'm kind of supplementing that with like the TikTok lives and stuff. I'm essentially like free coaching on TikTok, but that's helping to drive more people into, my funnel where like if I can't, specifically solve your problem on a TikTok live, like let's chat more. Like maybe that looks like rebranding your business or redoing your website. So I've also been focusing a lot more on SEO for my website. I kind of took my website redesign as like an opportunity to revisit that in my business. And it's already given me kind of amazing results so far. I've more than doubled my organic traffic from before I redesigned my website. So that's been great. I've been putting our podcasts onto my blog. And so like actually went back and tried to re-optimize a few of my old blog posts and recently got one of those blog posts ranking on page 1. So that was pretty cool to have that little win. But yeah, like SEO has been I've kind of integrated it into my weekly practice of different marketing tasks that I kind of tackle each week. And so yeah, I'm just kind of chipping away at that very, very slowly.
SEO, it's not fun and it's not sexy, but it works.
Yeah, exactly. What about you?
So it's been kind of similar, like lots of progress in the background. It's been setting up a funnel and writing all the emails for the funnel and doing all the things that I normally do for clients, but don't do for myself, which you then put yourself in those shoes and you're like, oh, this is really hard to do for yourself. So that's been good. And then I've been really getting outside of my comfort zone, both with lead generation, like cold lead generation. I haven't done that in like years. I've really relied on SEO and like Upwork and just really finding warmer leads. So there's that. And then also like sales has been a big part of this training that I'm going through. So it's like taking my very nice, very like, oh, hey, do you want this thing? No? Okay, fine. I won't bother you, to like, here's a sales process and kind of figuring out, okay, well, if this is what everybody does, how can I make this work for me and have it still like feel good about how I operate my business, which has been a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, that definitely sounds interesting. That actually, one of our next questions on the list here is, what are you struggling with? And that's something that I'm totally struggling with right now, is my mindset around selling, because like I'm kind of the same vibe as you, where I kind of just traditionally, I kind of say like, here's my stuff. Like, if you like it, cool. If you don't like it, like also cool, like no pressure at all. But some of the feedback that I've gotten recently from a coach has been like, you need to sell more directly. Like you need to like this is a business. This is not like a nonprofit. And so like we need to like actually put our offers out there and, make those offers to people. Otherwise, they're not going to know that there are offers to be had. So definitely have been struggling with that a little bit in my business, but trying to just make it a goal to at least, make those offers a few times a week, and literally like checking off a box on my planner has been helping with that. I think I just love to check boxes is the thing. But yeah, what about you? What have you been struggling with lately?
Yes to everything you just said, of course. But honestly, like my big one is just not getting overwhelmed and not like, being like, okay, well, I need to find a writer for this project and I need like a Shopify tech VA who can, just do a few things here and there so I don't get bogged down by it, and just sort of letting things flow and being like, you know what, you've figured out in the past, you'll figure it out now. You don't need to stress about it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure that doesn't get easier as you're adding more things.
Yes. It's also, there's also like, I'm getting on a lot more calls these days. And so there's just the balls in the air feeling. I don't know. It's just like, okay, well, I'm not running Facebook ads for anybody right now, but I could. And there's proposals out there and there's, so it's just sort of like taking it, let's deal with what's in front of us and not what could be coming.
Yeah. It's like spinning plates.
Exactly. Balls in the air, spinning plates, whatever metaphor you want to use. So is there any lessons you've learned lately that you want to share?
I think one of my main takeaways from something that I've been kind of toying with recently has been like from my TikTok lives that I've been doing. Again, that's just like that daily action that really helps to build momentum. It's helped to start a lot of new conversations. I've gotten a few inquiries where maybe they weren't the best fit, but like it's definitely the kind of thing that it just helps to get people in the pipeline. It helps to get those new conversations kind of rolling. So, I think the advice that I would give is like if you're thinking about doing some kind of like challenge or, something like that, set a time frame to it and then just commit to doing like one thing every single day, because it really has helped me to like build that momentum up to keep taking action, because people expect me to show up every day at noon. And so it just helps me to have like that deadline, and it's just helped my business as well to kind of build that momentum.
Yeah. For me, I would say it's been like prioritizing my mental health, as my like business has needed more of my energy. And I've had it lately, like since I want to say almost like the beginning of the year, I've really had like, I've been able to work like 8 hours a day, which is not what I normally do, especially like focused, like, okay, I'm writing emails, I'm doing this. And I've kind of been like waiting for it to sort of peter out, but that hasn't happened. And I think it's because I've really like made it a priority to be like, okay, if I'm sitting at my desk and I'm not like working, then we're closing the laptop and we're walking away, we're going for a walk, we're like separating the energy of work and then not work. Because in the past, I was really not great at like sitting at my desk, kind of half working, feeling like I should be there, or not working and then thinking about work. And I think that's how I'm able to get more done during the day.
That's awesome. Do you have any tools or strategies around that? Like, do you do Pomodoro method or anything like that? Do you just work straight through?
So I've tried Pomodoro method. For me, 25 minutes was like never the right chunk of time. I would do like an hour. I've used a timer. Honestly, therapy's been great. Like those sort of tools, like my therapist was like, this is like the lamest thing, but she's like, just leave your troubles on the trouble tree when you walk out of your office or whatever, And it's just kind of like some mental tools like that to really just sort of be like, okay, this is work. This is not work. There's a line. Don't cross it.
Yeah, I love that. Therapy is so amazing and such an underrated tool for entrepreneurs, I think, like in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that it just the managing anxiety, managing all of that sort of stuff, it's been so helpful for me. Now, speaking of tools, other than therapy, what else has been working for you? Any hacks, any tips?
I want to shout out a tool called Turkle.io. We can link to it in the show notes. But essentially, this is a great tool for building backlinks to your website. So essentially what the website is they have all of these questions from publications or from individuals that are writing blog posts. And essentially you can answer those questions as an expert. If your answer is chosen for publication, obviously you'll get a notification that like, hey, your quote was taken for this article. Here's the article. You can share it out on your social media, and they link to your website, which is awesome. So I've been loving that tool. You get I believe it's 3 new submissions per month for free. That's the level that I use. I think there is another one where you can pay to do more answers, but 3 has been more than fine for me. If you want to be more aggressive with your strategy, go for it. But yeah, I mean, out of the 6 I have submitted, 5 have gotten published. So it's definitely a great opportunity for entrepreneurs if you are looking to really build out those backlinks and share your knowledge.
Do you think that's what's helping with your SEO ranking?
It's definitely a factor. So
I mean, those two things are not unrelated, the timing of it all.
Yeah.
So mine are not that sexy or new, but there's like this meditation app I use that has like writing meditations. And one of them is like weekly goal setting. And just that I've done that the past few weeks. And it's really helped keep me on track, because you go through like, what would be the biggest, what are 5 things that would make the biggest change in your life if you accomplish them this week? And then you like reverse engineer it. And then you literally put it in a scheduler. And it's like, oh, okay, well, if I want to get 2 new clients this week, then that means I need to do lead generation. I need to do follow-ups. I need to do this. And then I go, okay, Monday I'll do follow-ups. Tuesday I'll do this. And I put it in an old-fashioned book that sits on my desk and I mark them off and it feels really good. And it's just, I think it was like what you were saying about checking the box, right? It's like, okay, was it the best lead generation effort I've ever done? No. But you know what? I did it for today and we're good and that counts and I can feel good about it.
I love that. Honestly, paper planners still the greatest of all time. Like, I mean, I love digital tools. I have several different systems in my business, but I always have at least one notebook sitting right beside me. I have 2 right now. So
yeah, I can't get behind. So everyone keeps telling me about, have you heard this like use motion one? It's like an AI scheduler. Everyone keeps talking about it. I was like, I just figured out my paper system and it's working. So, all right. So what are some of your intentions or goals for your business over the next 3 months?
I'm in a growth phase right now. So I would love to see more passive income as well as active income growth. And also on a personal level, just setting and sticking to a self-care routine. This is something that I always tend to put on the back burner or to push off to be like, oh, it's like not that important. Or if something else comes up, I'm like, it's fine. Like I just put this on the calendar because I felt like I was supposed to, but I really want to get serious about like setting intentional time for myself and like actually following through on like, even if it's something simple, like, Wednesday night, I'm going to take a bubble bath or, take myself out to dinner, or go to a massage or whatever it is. I just want to get more intentional about that and following through on those things.
Yeah. It's the follow through is sometimes the hard part because it's so easy to just be like, I can do it another day.
What about you?
So I really want to bring somebody on, not full time. It doesn't need to be like 40 hours a week, but somebody who's like a permanent fixture in my business to kind of start helping me with like project management stuff and really kind of be inside my head, kind of be able for me to be able to step back from sort of here's this information from this client, getting it to this contractor, that sort of managing of things. And in the same sense, I also want to step away from like micromanaging client work. I have great copywriters on my team. Like they're doing a great job. They don't need me to go through and like, go, oh, you know what? We don't need that right there. That's an excess that let's take it out. I have a system, I have an editor. Like I don't also need to do it. Everybody's doing a great job. I need to focus on like running the business, not like every little detail.
Yeah, I love that. And I feel like that will free up so much more of your time to kind of get in your zone of genius too.
What do you want to cultivate more of in your business?
So recently I have honestly just been working with like the dreamiest of dream clients. And I can't wait to share more about this on social media. But like one of them I mentioned at the beginning of this episode where it was like, no changes, love everything, like completely nailed it. But anyway, I mean, I would love to attract more people like that into my business. Just super easy to work with. Like I really understand their vision. They really trust me as the designer. And so I really want to cultivate more of that.
Yeah, that's so great. I'll take some of that too, please.
What about you?
I just want like ease and flow, like that to just kind of be a theme. And I think trusting, the people that work for me, hiring more people and just sort of letting it be a business and not just like Lauren Tassie, the copywriter,
Yeah, totally.
What do you think has been holding you back from getting those amazing dreamy clients?
I feel like in the past like year or so, I've been doing like a lot of work like personally on myself, like just like in my own like confidence building. And I finally feel like I've hit like obviously I'm always a work in progress, but like I finally feel like I can say I'm definitely more comfortable with myself than I have been in a very, very long time. And so I think that has been preventing me in the past from like really stepping into like who I am as a web designer, who I am as a person. And I think that has prevented me from getting some of those like dreamy clients in the past because like I was holding myself back. So, the more that I kind of realized that and kind of like really harness that, like I think the more, I don't know a better way to say this, but the more powerful I will become as like a creator and like a designer as I kind of go forward in my business and like really have the confidence to reach out to those people and to, connect with those types of individuals.
Yeah, my answer is kind of the same thing. Like myself is what's been holding me back. I'm going to specifically say my perfectionism, is what keeps me from being like, this is good enough. This is perfectly great. This can like running a business is like everything can't be perfect. Having a life, everything can't be perfect. So we just need to like get things out there and move forward and not get stuck on the little things.
It's funny that you mentioned that. Like one of my colleagues recently said something that really stuck with me. It's like your 80% is like the client's like 120%. 120%. Like, it's just like, if you're giving 80%, goodness, like the client is already going to be like wowed by that. So like, that really stuck with me when he was talking about that. And I was like, I never really thought about it that way. Like, it's like, you are the expert, like, you know what you're doing, and like clients will trust you for that. And even if it's not the complete perfect thing that you wanted it to be, like, it's still going to be leaps and bounds than what they could do on their own. So it's like, I don't know, it's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, that's gonna live inside my head now, I think, because it is. It's like, and the amount of effort I put to try and take it from like 80 to 90% is completely unnecessary.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So what are your top 3 priorities for the next 3 months?
Okay, so I have other website templates kind of cooking in the background right now. So I'm definitely working towards the goal of building out my shop page on my website a bit more to get these passive income assets really generating some solid income into my business. With those templates, I'm also planning on building out a VIP offer. So essentially, it would be something in the vein of like website in a week type thing, where it's like I could use the template to build you something like a semi-custom website, where it's not something I'm completely building from scratch. I'm using, different pieces from different templates, but you can get a lot faster and you can get something that looks really good. But, and I'm going to continue to work on my SEO and, trying to bring organic traffic to my website, writing blog posts that are relevant to my niche, that are relevant to my audience, and really keeping that as a focus, because it has been working even in the short time that I've really been focusing on it. And I just want to keep getting those results and, keep seeing it grow. So what about you?
So I want to do like a full funnel build for a client, like not just the copy, but the whole shebang. I want to create something custom. I haven't had that type of project yet. I've done the copy side of that, and I've done, other things, but I really want to start taking on that whole thing, because I feel like it's usually chopped up into pieces and given to different people. And I want like ownership of it. And I want to be able to be like, this is the conversion rate. And this is like, we did this. So that's like, just like a client project goal. I want to add people to my team that are kind of, say permanent's not the right word, because I really like having like people free flowing. I don't want to like tie anybody to my business who doesn't want to be. I want people to have like the freedom to like do what they want, but just people that can maybe be more involved with like client accounts, that can be involved in the sales process and the project management, that kind of thing. And I just want to get really confident in selling like Lauren Tasty agency beyond just the copy side of it.
I love that. Yeah. Curious to see, like, once you get one of those funnels up and running, like what that looks like. I'm just so curious.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, come at me. All right. Well, that is our episode. If you've been listening and you're like, I need to do like my own inventory about what's going on in my business, take some time to answer those questions for yourself, or go through it with an entrepreneur friend, even better, somebody to kind of chat with and hold you accountable. 90-day check-ins are really like the best way to keep track of your business and make sure you're hitting your goals and all of that. If you liked this episode, if you found it interesting to hear what's going on in our business, let us know and we'll do more of these. If you hated it, let us know and we'll never talk about it again. We want to know what you guys want to hear about. So thank you so much for listening. And until next time, stay sparkly.